What's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of TheStankCast. I'm your host, HamStank. He's your co-host, Craig Moo Cowie. And on this week's episode of the pod, we're actually just going to talk absolute nonsense, I think.
Yeah.
To us, there's been a few things during the week that have caught my attention. And you said you'd found a few topics that you wanted to bring up as well.
Just a couple of funny things I wanted to show you that I haven't showed you yet.
I had a few funny thoughts during the week, right? And it got me thinking. Like, some things got me thinking. I was driving to work, right, and some things got me thinking about. Oh Christ, that was loud.
Damn.
Got me thinking about anxiety, right, and what makes people so anxious all the time.
Okay.
Right, and like.
Oh, this could get deep, bro.
But that's not where I was thinking it was going to go. To be fair, because the things I had, like people go to such extremes, right, to not be seen as something or to be seen as something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they'll go specifically out their way to do certain things that'll either make them look like that or make them look better. You know what I mean? So they'll deliberately put themselves in situations that'll make them look better.
Okay.
And I don't mean that in a deep sense of the way. Like I even mean like, say if you're going into a shop, right? You're walking into the shop, but you've already got a bottle of juice in your hand. Yeah. Yeah. Every time I walk into the shop, I'll take a drink of that juice before walking. As I'm walking through the door of the shop, just so nobody thinks that I'm just started drinking my juice and walking in, just so it clears it up straight away. Like,
what if nobody was watching you walk in the door though?
Yeah, but what if somebody is, and then it might just evade the whole
fair
confrontation later on, and I can be like, "You saw me drinking it as I walked in the shop."
I would just keep it in my pocket and hope that nobody asked. That would be my one. I'd like before if I was going to the shop, I'd have it in my pocket, be like, "Fuck, better not take it in my pocket."
Or maybe
that
I'm
would
just
be
crazy.
Me. That would be me.
Maybe I'm just crazy then.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Really, you think?
Yeah, because then as you walk in the shop, like, right, everyone's watching. Drink. See,
no, it's not like that. It's not like that.
Nobody sees
like,
you.
As I walk in the shop, I'll just take a drink of the juice that I've got in my hand.
And just in case.
I won't make a big deal of it. Yeah. Everyone, I've got this drink. I'm away to drink it before
I
enter the shop. You know what I mean? Everyone stop and watch me.
No, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Like you say, like the funny I said like about 5 times.
Like.
The funny smile that you do to like. Aha! I'm gonna keep tabs on that. I think I say that too much. I say like so much smell. When you're going past an old person and you don't want them to think that you're way to like viciously murder them, so you give them the wee like. You give them the wee.
Yeah, or. Yeah, like you're walking down the street at night or something, say you're walking home or something, you've got your hood up, listening to music. If there's an old person like walking my direction, I will deliberately cross the road just so they don't get anxious thinking, what the fuck's going to happen here?
Do you know what? I actually don't do that, to be fair.
I do.
I don't wear my hood up though, to be fair, so as if that, but that doesn't, so I don't look like a hoodlum.
I don't think I look like a hoodlum, but it's just on the off chance I don't want the person who's walking towards me to be thinking something might happen, so to avoid that completely and make them feel safer, just cross the road. Just cross the road.
Fair. Help our best out by not giving her a wee freak out. Fair, I get you.
No, I mean, just and that might just be me, but I'm wondering if you had those same thoughts or anything similar to that.
I'm trying to think that actually. Do you know what the thing is? I definitely do.
Yeah.
But when you put me on the spot to ask, absolutely zero memory.
What I like to say is
nothing.
It sounds fucking wild, right?
Oh,
it's just,
my God, bro.
It's about to sound absolutely wild, right? It just is. But for another example I have, right? Don't do that. Another example I have, right, is in because I can't even start it without it sounding wild, bro. It's just mad. But I live on the street of a primary school, right? I've always lived there, 30 years, lived on that street.
Okay.
When I walk to the shops, you have to walk past the school. And while I walk past the school, I will deliberately
make sure you don't run in.
That's wild. That's fucking ridiculous. For me to be sat 5 feet away from you to say something like that is ridiculous. For me not to leap out of this chair and attack you, bro. I swear to God. That's wild.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
No, as I'm walking past the school, I will. You fucking rat bastard! I will deliberately make sure that my head is like even like 10 degrees to the opposite, which looking at the other side, just for the off chance of somebody fucking looking at you.
So nobody thinks that you're staring.
Just that is the lengths you will go to.
That's a nice lamppost there. Fucking hell! Whoever built this pavement, legend, eh? That'll be.
What are they? That's a really good sunset.
Yeah, I know. That's the time. Is that the time? Is it?
No, but that's the lengths I'll go to make sure like.
I get what you're meaning.
Stuff's
Like,
wild. Like anything like that can make somebody think the wrong thing of you.
Because especially like everybody's
so
mad
anxious.
quick to call people things nowadays too.
Yeah, it's so
like,
quick to it.
So quick to just fucking call you a name. So
that
like,
clip right there of me is going to go absolutely mad, and it's ridiculous. Because it's just not how it is.
Oh man. I'll regret it when I hear myself make that joke later. Fuck's sake, man.
You'll regret it after the pod after I slapped you 3 times.
Oh dear.
I
get you. I generally like. I definitely will. Like, I'm fucking anxious, man. So there's definitely things that I'll do that about. But
think about it during the next wherever,
and we'll revisit.
If you ever have it, just bring it back up and be like, "See, Steve, I have one."
Mate, honestly, I'm gonna come back to you next Monday with like an A4 sheet, just like drilled on with fucking things. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna read it and go, "This is not the stuff. This is just everything you're anxious about, bro." That's not what I was looking for. But is there? I was just wondering if anyone else had those types of things. It was just a thought.
Yeah, I'd be super interested to hear about that. To be fair, if anyone that happens to listen does have things to do that about, definitely. Yeah, like just message the pod or something, because
it's just random things.
I'm intrigued now that you've brought that up. Like little niceties you do, or little things you do to avoid wee confrontations.
Yeah, to just make somebody else at ease. To just take away the risk of anything even occurring. You know what I mean? That was a random thought I had driving to work, but it was
fair. I'm gonna explore
I knew
that one later.
I knew it could have got wild because that was my example.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's just a wild example. So you can't just come out with that and not preference it with anything.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there has to be a warning beforehand.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'll call that there. What was I was gonna because I was gonna bring up to you, what was it? Oh yeah, so there was 2 things I was going to bring up to you. Right, the first one is because obviously we like to sometimes edge onto the fighting, because we like to edge onto the fighting stuff sometimes and discuss it. I've been seeing a lot of videos of something that you would absolutely love because it gives me Lord of the Rings vibes, right? In a sense,
you've intrigued me.
But there's people that do like MMA fighting, right? But fully armored up. Like sword, shield, or like little battle axe, shield, fully like metal armor, like no fucking around.
What, like in an octagon?
Yeah, well they do it in a cage, but it's like they've got like hay on the floor and shit, so it looks like it's from olden day.
Yeah,
but mate, I'm telling you, they smash each other with these swords, eh? Like they'll be blunted and stuff so that there's not like slashing damage. But
shout out to all my D&D nerds.
Just be bludgeoning. But yeah, so that it's just like impact, but
so
it's like
resistance.
They still fucking smash them with these like axes, hammers, and like they'll smack them in the face with their shield and anything like that. And if they've not got any weapons, they're like punching fuck at each other, eh?
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's mental. Like,
where did they do this? Russia?
Nah, I honestly think they have it here. Definitely Russia. I mean, they do everything in Russia, but I think they might have it here. I'll need to look more into it. It was actually something that just came into my head. Like,
maybe that sounds like more American. No.
I don't know, because I had a video that I was going to look.
Germany,
do you know what?
Sounds like they would do
I'll see what
like
the person that posted the video that I just had on.
Was it say, do you have any clips to show me? Because that sounds pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah, it does, but I haven't prepped for showing you them, mate. So
that's fair.
I don't want to like.
You knew it would be interesting in that straight away from the ice hockey clip that we did.
Yeah, like
because I liked the ice hockey for the fighting.
See this? Like you can briefly see it all there.
Yeah, okay.
So like that,
like
but
in a field.
Yeah, but then sometimes they actually have them like in a cage.
Oh wow!
I can't really think that was an advert,
yeah.
But in a cage. But then some of them, it's like no weapons, so they're like they're genuinely like just battering each other. Like,
is there any like type of wrestling, or is it just scrapping?
Nah, they take them down. If they're on the ground, though, like if it's I don't know the exact rules, obviously.
There's no.
But I think if it's on the ground, when they're using their fists, they keep punching them.
Damn.
But like obviously not with a sword, because you can't just be standing there while someone's like battle axing some dude in the face like relentlessly, and you're just like, oh, entertaining. Yeah. Like they've got headgear on stuff, but there's only so much that's gonna do. Yeah. But nah, I thought like honestly, it would be like the movie where they do the role playing thing in the fight. What's that movie? I've just asked you if it's got Stifler from American Pie. It's got
role playing.
I can't remember. Yeah, and it's like they're going to go to prison, so they find these buddies, these 2 kids, and they start looking after them, and in the end they end up doing like a role playing like live action like fighting thing where they're doing that, but it's like loads of people in a park, and they all fight it out till the last one wins.
Oh, I have a feeling I know what movie you're on about.
Because they do the energy drink beforehand, and they come in on the truck, and it's like they crash the truck into the statue, and it looks like the bull on the truck's humping the statue in a hand.
Oh, what is that? I don't know the movie.
Anyway,
I don't know the movie.
That's what it was giving me vibes of,
Okay.
and I was thinking, like
Yeah,
Lord of the
100%
Rings,
on
dress
my
up as your thing, like getting out. But then,
we know a guy who does that in real life. Like, doesn't do that, but he is like learned in longsword fighting, and he does it a lot of the stuff for.
he got his proficiencies, did he?
Yeah, he did. He got proficient in longswords. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Do you know a guy called Brody? I can't remember his second name.
I don't know.
I follow him on Instagram and that. You know Stephen Wilde and that?
Yeah.
And Richard McKenzie?
Yeah.
All them lot. Their mate Brody, he is like an actor. And like,
and he does like medieval acting and shit.
And he's done lots of like reenactments for like Scottish stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he does long sword fighting.
Yeah.
And like if you follow his Instagram, it's like the stuff he can do is sick, man. Like
Mental.
He looks like a proper like Highlander. Like back in the day.
Like,
and they're remaking Highlander.
Like when we're talking about if there was like an apocalypse, you're getting him.
Yeah, bro.
He's being your melee guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Front and center with a shield and a longsword.
Yeah.
There. And he's probably got all the equipment there.
That would be cool, because as a man, I definitely believe I could wield a sword really well, even though I've never touched one.
Yeah,
I'm 100% of the belief. If I was back in the day, I'd be absolutely whipping that thing around.
I feel like you've got the ability, but you'd be more of a battle axe kind of guy. I honestly feel like that for you, like a hammer type style, smash. That kind of. That's you.
Smash what?
Like. You know what I mean? Like that kind of.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like yeah,
like almost like a barbarian.
Okay. I'll take that somehow complimentary. I think, but yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can't see me being, you know what I mean?
Agile.
Yeah, whipping us. Damn,
that's not the right word for it. What's the right word?
Dexterous.
Just how many D&D quotes can you get in the first 20 minutes of the pod? Fucking hell.
That's well, you know.
That's a bit
but
silly.
well, no, it would be like nimble,
yeah,
like whipping agile with a sword. You're right with a word like that.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I
it would be more like running,
like footwork on point, and you would just be like proper with a shield and a fucking club and smashing boys.
Yeah, taking hits and swinging back. One of them.
Yeah,
fair.
Yeah. I would have to be like a dagger.
A dagger?
Yeah, you think I'm going to be able to wield a longsword? Maybe back in the day, if I was.
No, I'm trying to think who you'd be. You'd most likely be.
Don't you dare say a ranger. Fuck off.
That's not what I was going to say.
Good.
I was going to say like sneakier,
stealthy,
like you know, like stealthy, doing things like stuff.
Yeah,
like
I'd probably
that,
die on a mission trying to get somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I meant. But
that's what
take it how you want. If
that's
the
what
shoe
I
fits,
see.
like,
that's how I would see it going. You know those guys that always get sent out to like just do stuff. Like if you're watching the shows, like if they've always got the scout who goes out and either looks or retrieves stuff or steals stuff.
Yeah, but I'd be shielded, axed, cannon fodder, bro. I'd die first battle too. I'd be frontline, like.
Reality, yeah.
You know what I mean? That was so not really much better.
I'm always going off the impression that we got main character vibes, so we survive the whole time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that idea.
Zombie apocalypse, we can't have it. How do we get back here again?
We're talking about shield and fighting, and then.
But we always get back to the apocalypse.
Oh, we're talking about the guy that does the longsword fighting.
Yeah,
That's what it was. No, I actually genuinely forgot to.
I actually really want to check out his socials now so I can put it in the pod. But if you go on my Instagram and check my who I follow, he's on there, Brody. Begins with T, Brody. I can't remember it. But it's annoying. I'll put if we've got it, I'll put a link in the description. So have a look in there for it.
I've been to see that. Yeah, seeing people that can properly wield the swords, cool. Like,
and he's an actor as well. So
yeah,
go check him out and see what's coming up. Because I'm pretty sure they're, like I said, they're remaking the Highlander films. So I think they're remaking it. I know they're not about people in the Highlands, but it was interesting. I can't remember who's playing it. Is it not Henry
Cavill?
It's not the guy.
He's cool.
I'm pretty sure they're remaking Highlander with him in it.
Fair. He's good. Like, to be fair, I like him as an actor. He's.
Do you know why this? I don't know, but do you know why they stopped The Witcher with him in it?
So they had. I don't know what happened if they had this, because I seen him even admitting himself that he was quite difficult on set,
right?
Because he wanted it to be very aligned with the actual
game.
Is it books? Is it not, or is it the game? Is it not books or is it the game? Either or. If it's probably a game, but he wanted them to have it like aligned very closely with that. So he was constantly like being like, "Oh no," but he wouldn't really say that. He would say something like this,
yeah,
and doing all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if maybe that just got to them, and then they tried to be like, right, well, we're going to get somebody else. But then they got him back again because everybody was like, nah, like, we won't watch it. Like, if you put someone else in it, it's not going to be right, so we won't watch it. So they got him back, but then obviously he's not in it again now.
Must be difficult having that relationship. Like, at some point, you just have to, as an actor, you just have to trust the writers. And I understand that you're right to say, like, he's obviously trying his own way, but you've been hired to do a job, bro.
I think it's
do the job.
Like, for him, it's like, because it's a game, they probably they'll know the baseline and the story and what happens and stuff, but it's being in the same situation as like reading a book, and then somebody that knows what the book is being like, oh well, this will happen, this, and you'll be like, no, but that won't happen, this will happen. Do you know what I mean?
Surely to Christ, the writers of the show,
unless it is a game, like you're saying, and they haven't played it.
Have played. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it is a book. It probably is a book. Uncultured, very much. Don't call us out because we know. But it's definitely a game. So at some point, the writers of the show will have done their own research, and then they will be writing it in their adaptation of it. So you've been hired to do the job. Just do what the writers have said. I understand that he's got a creative process too. Yeah. But at the same time, bro, you've been hired to put out that, and if people don't like it, people don't like it, and then the writers go and more writers come in, but you just have to do the acting. To fall out with the director and all that is just silly.
But what if it's something that you care so passionately about that you feel like it's almost like a disservice, like you're not staying true to the actual way it should be if you're not telling them no? Do you know what I mean? Like, if it's something that you care a lot about and you really believe,
you're asking me right now if they were filming Lord of the Rings, right, and they had me cast in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, for example, but they're trying to make you, say they've got you playing as Gimli, and they've got you playing. I
can't believe you didn't say Sab.
Do you know what? I was honestly gonna say one of the two brothers, but I can't remember what they're. Merry and Pippin. Oh, I remembered it right. She said it. So imagine, you're Merry, and they turn around and they tell you to do something that would just be completely out of character for him, like something that you wouldn't behave that way, and then you'd just be like, okay, I'll act out. But in your head, you've gotten yourself into the position. You are
Merry.
Yeah, I was trying to think of which one I said again. You were Merry, so you are him. So then you're like, but that doesn't. I wouldn't be like that. And they're like, well, just do it though. And you're like, well, it's not true to his character, because then when people watch it at the other end, they're going to go, that was a bit weird.
I get that. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be the actor that gets sacked for acting the way he is. It's going to be the writers who wrote it that way.
I don't think so, because I think when the actor acts something out that's not right or not what the people want, they're the person. That's who they see. So they go, oh no, he's shit. He's not acting right.
Yeah, I get
like
that.
He's not playing that part well.
Your point is very valid, because it made me feel a little bit different in the scenario. If they were asking me to do something like if I was in Mary's situation, they were asking me to do something else out with what his normal character would be. It would be annoying. Yeah. But at some point, you get paid a lot of money, bro.
That's what I was just about to say. It depends how much they're paying them.
Yeah.
Because as much as
getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah. As much as you don't want to be like materialistic, there's some things that if people are just like, for the sake of the movie, just do that, we're paying you, be like, all right, okay, pay me a pretty big check, fair enough.
I mean, he hasn't done bad out of it. Look at he's come out with a better public image. Yeah. And people respect him for wanting to stay true to the story. I'm not trying to diss him and say that he should, because I didn't even know the whole situation. You just explained it to me. You know what I mean? I didn't even know the situation. So
I think he's in a position where, because what he's done before, Superman and other stuff like that, he doesn't need to do it. So it's why would you run the risk of portraying a character that you don't think's quite right for a role that you don't really need it? You don't need the money or anything like. So what? Or you stay true to the character and be like, nah, I'm only doing it if you would play it like this.
Yeah,
that might even not be what's happened, by the way. That's just like some things that I've seen about, I've seen about it. I don't actually know if that's why he's left. I've just seen him admit to being like that, and then I know he left. So I've made an assumption.
Fair. So we might have just had a really pointless conversation. Yeah. Either way, do your research.
Love you, Henry. Either way.
And you writers.
Yeah, and you writers.
I can't even remember what other topics I had from that.
Can you not?
No.
Well, I'll give you some time to think by diving into my next thing that I was going to talk to you about, which takes a decidedly southward turn from the...
It's not a
literally southward.
It's not a documentary we were watching before.
Not that south.
Okay.
That's more north, I think, actually.
Oh!
So, it is. Have you ever seen, like, street food? Like, but I think I've maybe showed you before. It's really hard to say this without offending people, but foreign street food, but I don't want to really be...
foreign street food in Britain?
No, but like, I'm going to assume it's in...
Because if you go to the Chinese street food down in London, it's fucking lit, bro.
I mean, in these other countries, I think it's like Indian street food and stuff like that.
Also like national food, like you walk into their
but
markets.
But like, if you actually went to them, this is what they're
like
eating on the street.
Bangladesh markets and stuff like that.
And some of it, bro, is wild.
Oh, yeah?
Wild. Not even necessarily the food itself. It's not that they're eating wild things, because in other countries they eat rats and scorpions and things. It just is what it is. But the way that they make it, like, they clearly don't have any level of hygiene inspection whatsoever. Yeah, because it's mental. I'm talking stirring buckets of what, I don't know what it is, but it's always strangely brown. It's always like a really browny beige colour. And they're like up to the elbow, mixing it with their hands and everything like that, and then pouring it into the bowl. When they're plating it up to someone, they've got like a pile of newspapers, and they're like up here with like their toes out and eyeing like that all over everything and shit. It's mental, eh? Like, so there's because they're sitting there like cross-legged with like toes out, getting themselves covered in food while they're doing it in ahead, and like, but some of them are, and I know some of it's definitely like TikTok and stuff trying to make it be like, oh, look how wild this is. Do you know what I mean? But some of it comes up and it's mental. So I'm gonna explain the scene of this one to you. As I said, when it comes time for it, I'll clip it into the thing so other people can see the exact video I'm talking about, right? But the guy has one arm, and he's making what I presume is little fried breads or something. Obviously, so he doesn't have the second arm to try and flatten it out. So he's using his armpit. I'm not joking yet. Look at this.
Wait a minute. Oh, bro.
Yeah, my guy.
Bro.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Now, I know that's extreme. That's not going to be what they're all like.
Yeah.
But there's a surprising amount of videos that are as nuts as that, as minging as that. And it's savage. Because it goes one way then the other way. It goes, that's absolutely mental that there's that going on, that you can be eating that food with that level of unhygiene. Like, how solid is your stomach that you're taking that? And on the other side, if that's not the case, how much is there are like social media's trying to make it look like this stuff is absolutely mental and vile and stuff like that. Like,
watching that video made me feel sorry for the guy making the bread for a start, right?
Yeah.
Because the guy's got he lost his arm at his elbow.
Yeah.
So the video being the thing, I take it in the pod.
Yeah. I'll put that video in.
So
I'll put that video up.
The guy will have to his elbow, his arm, and the fact that he has to sit there like making naan bread, he needs to do that to make a living. He needs to do that to feed his family.
But how difficult really would it be for him to have like a wooden board with something else? Why does it have to be the armpit, bro? There's definitely somewhere else he could put that. Like, I feel sorry too for that, like that being in the situation and that. But I mean, do you know what? Actually, I don't, because maybe they're living a happy life. Maybe he loves it. But
maybe that's who are we? Yeah.
But there's definitely another way of doing that.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, okay, I'll agree with you on that. But he probably works in such a fashion that he has to get that food out. So that's the only way to do it.
One of them ones.
That's wild, you know.
Rough as well, eh?
In front of me, it's weird.
It felt uncomfortable. Like I've got a bit of a sweaty armpit going on right now, and I'd like imagine how sweaty his is.
In like 30
roasting
degrees.
Sunshine, giving it this mental, and it's rubbing all over your falafel or whatever the fuck it is.
Falafel. Oh mate, that'll be salty as hell, you know. That'd probably be decent flavour as well.
Raw. That's so raw. That's so rough. Imagine. Like, and I understand, like, I'm a total advocate of, like, if you're cooking it, a lot of the stuff's going to come off. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? You get it hot enough and you're safe, but at the same time, still don't really want to be licking an armpit pancake or whatever the hell it was. Like, that's really raw.
Yeah, he's probably making bread, some form of bread.
Well, it's definitely some sort of fried bread that, like, puffs up or something like that. I don't know what it is, but Yikes, is how I feel about that.
You showed me one last week or something that was like the one with a massive oil, like like couldn't even describe it to you. Like it was huge. The pot like they were using for oil.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a pot. It was like a.
It's like a plate that they've made go into the middle, like a big Yeah,
it was weird, but it was like metal, and they used like unfathomable amounts of oil to fry like bread like this size. And like the liters, there must have been about 40 or 50.
Yeah, because it was burgers as well. I showed you.
Oh, it was burgers. That's what it was. They were deep frying their burgers,
chucking chunks of meat into this massive thing of oil.
Oh, it still hurts me now, man.
Because the other one I showed you was when it was. Now it maybe isn't that big a deal, but for me, something sat really uncomfortably about it was when they were going to fill up the pan. Mind, and I showed you, and he turns the pan on so it's screaming hot, and they've got bags of oil there, plastic bags, and he just like holds a few plastic bags and just touches the bottom of the pan to melt the bags open, and then lets all the oil pour in, and then starts cooking stuff in it. Now, don't get me wrong, maybe none of it sticks to the bottom because it melts and stays in the bag. Maybe it burns it off. I don't know what the situation is, but that doesn't seem right. No, it doesn't seem right to just be like, I'll melt this bag into my pan before I get my oil out of it.
Yeah, you could be right.
You know kitchen hygiene better than I do. You probably know how a pan works better than I do, but that doesn't seem like it's probably the right thing to be doing.
No, I would imagine not. Either way, you don't put plastic in a hot pan. Like some of there's going to be some of the toxins that are going to stick to the pan. But realistically, what's going to happen is probably the bags are going to shrink in on themselves like that. Go away from themselves and probably not leave a lot on it.
Yeah.
So it's probably not the worst thing in the world, but ridiculous to still be burning plastic.
But unnecessary.
Like, they're just not needed.
Yeah,
no, not needed.
Cut it. Like, it's not hard.
No. There's a way a better way. And that pan was so hot, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so hot. Like, how did that go on fire? How did they not go on fire without touching it? It was wild.
Because the only
but that's just different traditions, or in different, like, they're in such a populated bit of the world, like, they just have to do whatever it takes to make money.
I get that, but they have knives, and to go, this is probably easy. Like,
yeah, I was more on about the other guy again.
Oh well, just checking.
You're just checking. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I agree with you on that.
But they are living in like the most populated, apart from China.
For sure.
So it would be a very difficult living, and it's just different cultures, isn't it? Like you said, their stomachs will be hardcore,
solid,
like iron plated stomachs, because the food they eat and the amount of spices they handle all the time. Like you give some of us white people spice. I mean, I'm fine with it, but there's some people who don't like pepper.
My spices are salt and pepper, mate. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, you're one of them.
Nah, to be fair, do you know what? I am. I'm sorry.
You like a bit of Cajun.
If I make macaroni, I put some mustard in it too, and I'll put sometimes paprika, but. Just trust, bro. Honestly, mustard and paprika, slamming. That's how you make macaroni. Thanks, man. Just, chef over here, just in case you wondered. In case you wondered how to make a real macaroni. That, and then if I make chicken breast, I'll put, like, some of the coloured spices that are in there. Like, I just whack a bunch of them on
like
to make
paprika and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think one that begins with a C. And then...
Cajun, cumin, coriander.
There's a rack in that cupboard I can show you at some point. But anyway, it's an amalgamation of the ones that are in there. But other than that, salt and pepper, man.
Fair. I'm a spice guy. I like my spices. Curries are my favourite food. I love curries.
Do you know what?
I would actually love to go to India and see the street food. Not necessarily all of them.
Yeah, not like... Yeah.
I'm not going for armpit pancakes. Nah. No, I'm not.
From pizza pan and fucking...
Give me a table of two, please.
Yeah. Nah, I get what you're saying. Like... And
TikTok will definitely be showing you the worst
for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, I totally understand. Like, they'll find the worst excuses for it and then just be like, "Let's go."
And because you've watched one, they'll power you with like,
for sure.
Here's more of them.
To show you it there, I typed in unhygienic street food. You know what I mean? One search of that. Now when I go back on my TikTok later on, it's going to be slammed with it. So, but
not going to want to eat dinner.
No, exactly. But yeah, it's nuts. for want of a better word.
When you compare it to what like the hygiene code and stuff is over here and like the regulations we have to put in over here, like it is wild.
Yeah.
Like the amount that you should see the food safety book that there is at work, it's like that big.
Yeah.
Like you have to fill out every page. Like it's ridiculous. Like
a
lot of the stuff isn't needed.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I know some of the stuff from like KFC and then working in the bakery. Like, I know some stuff, but yeah, not obviously that was so many years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I can imagine it's gotten a lot more hefty since then.
It's just food safety, man. It's just all it is covering their own back. Everyone covering each other's backs. That's it. So there's no liability for whatever happens. Like, if for some reason someone was to get ill,
Yeah.
it would be if at my restaurant and they could trace it back to a bit of chicken I cooked or something.
Yeah.
Then I could go back and look. Well, I tested my chicken on this day, and
Yeah, you've got the delivery. It came from such and such on there. If it's dodgy chicken,
this is the invoice number for
Mhm.
all this. But I understand why all the stuff's in place, but it's extensive. Like it's a lot for what you have to do.
It does seem like a lot of effort.
A lot of extra work. For
and does it cost to have like do you have to get like certificates for your health and hygiene that you have to pay for?
Yeah.
Are they expensive?
But they come round every year anyway. But you still have to pay for them.
You should just start a restaurant, bro.
No.
I'll work for you, like.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to work for me.
Well, I'll work with you then.
I want you to do a podcast with me.
I'm trying. Honestly. Turns out I'm not that funny though, eh? Like, I can cook, I know that. Fucking hell. Yikes.
You want to come cook? I thought you were even more talking about waiting tables. I wouldn't do that to you, bro.
No, I wouldn't wait tables either. I couldn't deal with people being all mad disrespectful to me and shit when I'm waiting on them. Couldn't handle that.
Not people. People really aren't too disrespectful to the chef. Sometimes you can get like women who are just downright rude, but a lot of the time you don't get people who are disrespectful to the chef.
Yeah, and that's why I'd help you there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be the sous chef.
You make the bread, bro.
I could. Oh, cakes. Bakery that does dinners and shit like that. I'll make all the fine cakes and you can make all the main meals.
Absolute slamming idea. Stank restaurant coming at you soon.
Stank bites.
Stank bites. What would you call our fast food one? I don't know.
No, okay, no, it doesn't matter. I'm guessing. I got one then in my head there for a split second. I thought it was the best name ever, and then I went to say it out loud and realized how it was tragic. So I don't have any names for it. I don't.
No, that's one that we'll have to think about off pod and come back to it, or forget about it completely.
Yeah, forget because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, true. Aw, disappointed.
Cough.
Yeah.
Did you remember what your thing was now?
No.
I gave you as much time as I possibly could.
I wasn't really thinking about what I was to think about, to be honest. I was just thinking
about how tragic that armpit pancake will be.
Yeah, that really knocked me off guard, to be fair. Like,
I'll find some more of them. There's another one that's a guy and he just makes coffee, but
that doesn't sound bad.
Nah, he just makes coffee, but at just like a stove of the thing, and it's not that bad hygienic style. But it's just weird. Yeah. Like, he has an emo haircut, like a dial-up headpiece. And he sits in it, and when he pours out the milk and everything like that, he's like cutting the bag and he's like pouring it above his head, like almost licking the milk when it comes out before it goes into the big pot and everything. And he's funny though, like watching them, and he like gives people cigarettes and everything while they're waiting for their coffee. And
that's not right, bro.
I'll show you them videos.
Pouring milk over his head.
Do you know what's mental? For people that have seen it on TikTok will know exactly the dude I'm on about as soon as I say that. Earpiece, long black hair, shirt tucked into his jeans, and he pours the milk over his head like this. Sometimes he's like almost licking it. Well, he doesn't actually lick it, but he's like almost licking it while it comes in it. Fuck. But that's more of like a showman thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that is him doing more of that because he knows people are watching on social media. It's like,
it just takes one person to go, no. Shut that down. He's pouring milk on his head into drinks and that.
Yeah, but bro, there's no food hygiene. It doesn't matter.
Oh, this is another
I don't know what country it's from, but not here.
Oh, okay. So there's no food hygiene at all. No, man.
Yeah, it's just there's and like you see bits drip onto his hair now, like dripping down his face, like bro.
I'd be really interested to go and try like Indian street food and Thai street food and stuff like that, but I would also be so scared to try it at the exact same time. Like, I wouldn't
be trying any like meats. Mm-hmm. Is what it would be. Well, not any meats like white meats, like chicken and stuff like that, like things that are gonna run the risk of fucking making you ill. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would be tempted to go and like say try some like, because they do a lot of different mad kinds of breads and stuff like that. Like, I'd be very intrigued to like try that. Yeah. But yeah, I think I would struggle when it came to like chicken, like street food chicken. Like even street food chicken here, I would be a bit skeptical about. Like, not because it's there, like, just something about cooking chicken on the street. Fuck, when you go to a barbecue, someone's cooking chicken, I'm like, oh, I don't know, like, yeah.
Unless it's me.
Oh, I've never had your barbecued chicken.
It's unreal. Slamming. Honestly, slamming. We'll do it this next time we go camping.
Yeah.
I'll bring chicken this time. I also like...
Next time we go camping, you know what would actually be good? And that I actually think would be to do like the camping cooking podcast.
Okay.
Do this while we're camping, while we're cooking.
The only thing that would make that perfect for me, right? The one thing that's missing from that is, and this might trigger a lot of people, especially like the Earth Drop people, like all of them. It might not, but what would make that perfect for me would be hunting my own meal beforehand, butchering it, hanging it up, prepping it there, and making the meal out of it right in front of you. That would legit be the best thing, like a bit of deer or something like that. But it's not allowed.
I would do that.
It's not allowed in this country.
How?
Because you're not. There's times of the year and that you're allowed to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but you can pay
I
to.
also don't have a gun.
You can pay at the time to go and someone takes you out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you can do it one step better, which doesn't have to offend anybody, because you could eat, if you're interested in rabbit or pigeon. Because then you shoot them and
that's just a mad pain in the ass to butcher though.
Yeah, but you can kill it for pest control a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time, people will go out and shoot them because it's actually necessary.
Yeah.
So then it's a little bit more guilt free.
Yeah. It would just be something impressive about bringing a bear home though, wouldn't it?
A bear.
They just would though.
Yeah, but I'm not. I couldn't kill a bear.
Okay.
A bitch.
Be that way then.
Well, unless like it was a life or death situation.
Yeah, I'm not talking life or death though. Like, obviously, in a life or death situation, anyone's going to do what they can to survive.
There's some animals I just probably wouldn't hunt, just because.
I get that, and I understand why people. And I've watched a lot of hunting stuff. Like there was, I really engrossed myself. Oh my god, I'm going to forget the name on it. But it's a channel on YouTube. Man, I can't remember what it's called, but. Joe Rogan had him on his podcast, and that's how I got to know him. But it's a YouTube channel where he goes out hunting. He sometimes takes celebrities, and that's how I got started watching.
Yeah.
And then I just started watching him just go out hunting, and like he even himself was like on a black bear hunt, because you get tags for certain times of years, and you're only allowed to go out, and you have to apply for certain tags and all these things. So he had a black bear tag, and he was out in the hills hunting black bears into like these streams.
Yeah, but do they not get them at times of year? Is it just for hunting for fun, or is it not because they're like? Is it because there's too many of them, or is it just genuinely you can just go hunting bears?
Just genuinely hunting bears. It's like a lottery. Like you have to apply to win, and whoever wins the lottery gets the tag to go do it.
I just say I wouldn't be willing to kill anything that I wouldn't eat.
But they do.
What, bear?
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat bear though.
Yeah, the only way you can eat bear is well done. So you have to stew it or stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can't eat it because it runs the risk of like really severely killing you or making you ill, severely ill. I think it's like 70% or 76% or something of the bear population all have these.
See, that doesn't sound like a percentage that I'm willing to put in my mouth.
Why?
Like, because what, like...
You cook it well done, it's done. It
yeah, but I bet you it's not that good. Like, I bet you it's not that good a meat.
I bet you it is in a stew.
Yeah, but then I bet you there's better meats for a stew.
Who cares?
Fair. I've just, for me, like, yeah, there's some things, like, I wouldn't eat a bear. I wouldn't eat any, like, big cats. I wouldn't eat anything like elephants and giraffes and, like, kind of things like that. I wouldn't eat
elephants
that.
And giraffes.
I wouldn't eat any, like...
big cats.
Yeah, like tigers and lions and shit like that. Like, I'm
See,
saying, like,
for me, right, I've never really considered anything like that because there's nothing like that around here. So, like, bears would have been natural to Scotland.
Yeah.
So that was something I could have imagined myself running into when I was a little kid, even though there's never been any bears here since I've been alive.
I also just think I fancy, like, one-on-one combat. Like, I don't fancy my chances against a bear.
But I'm not going to have
But I fancy my chances against, like, a deer.
I'm going to have a rifle, bro. I'm going to have a rifle, and I'm going to shoot the thing from miles away.
Yeah, but it's predator v predator, bro. You've got to fucking hand-to-hand combat that shit.
But that's not what we're doing here.
No, true.
We're going camping, we're hunting a bear, and we're chopping
we'll hunt a deer. Like
yeah, like, deers are absolutely fine.
Yeah.
That would be, like... But if it was the pinnacle of pinnacle, for me, it would be go black bear hunting, and not a grizzly. I would love to...
What about, like, a wolf? Would you hunt wolves?
It's like my favourite animal.
Do you know what? That's an interesting topic. Like, where do you cross the line and why? Like, where's your limit and why is that your limit?
I don't know if I'd kill a wolf outright for hunting style. Definitely for survival. Absolutely,
yeah, of course. But a different story. I would shoot, if it was for survival, I would like to eat. I would
anything.
go for anything. Yeah, fair. But not Yeah, but I just mean like for sport. Like you were saying, obviously just going out hunting a bear for like to hunt a bear. I wouldn't do that with a bear. Like, would you do that with a wolf? You were saying you wouldn't do that with a wolf. Like, what reason
probably
for?
not, because it's like my favourite animal. I've always liked wolves and eagles, and I've always liked them. Don't know why.
I'm trying to quiz you here with it. I'm trying to work out in my head how can I ask this without either A, sounding like a vegan, or B, saying things that I will later date would be able to use against myself to win the vegan argument against me. So, I don't know. It's weird. It's like it's an intriguing point. Like why is my like why wouldn't I? But you would like why? What reason is there for there being a distinction for you and not me? It's an intriguing one. I wonder what it is.
Well,
like some people just fucking eat anything. Like I'd try like crocodile. Yeah. And like things like that, like I try a lot of that stuff, but then again, like say like a wolf or a bear or.
Well, I'm not being funny, but there's humanization to bears. You've been humanized to bears through cartoons such as Winnie the Pooh, Paddington Bear, stuff like that. I'm not joking. Like that humanizes these types of things for people. So you're more likely to go, oh, that's nice, that's smart, that's intelligent. Or maybe they are smart and intelligent, but you're more likely to humanize it and think, oh, that's got feelings because I've seen it in a cartoon when I was growing up.
I think it's because more like naturally my body knows that that's my predator. Like that's a predator to me. Like if we lived back out in the wild, like I wouldn't be hunting bears. Like bears would be the thing I'd be avoiding.
Yeah.
I'd be hunting. So, and I feel like, I don't know if maybe it's just the natural part of my body knows that. Like, nope, that's not an eatable one. Like, we stay away from that. Whereas other things. Well, but then again, I said I'd eat a crocodile, and there's absolutely no way I'm taking on a crocodile by myself. I don't know. Some people just jump on their back and hold their mouth down. One of them
possible.
ones.
If you get them young
if I surprise it.
Pause.
Damn.
That is an interesting one, but I'll go back
again. If anyone like, I want to know where other people's fucking line is on that. Yeah. Like, I want to know, like, if pick two animals that are the closest that you can think are, but that you would eat one and wouldn't eat the other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. Like, say someone said like I would eat a pig but not a warthog. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not the case because obviously that's like the same thing and shit and stuff. But do you know what I mean? Like,
well, I'll go back to my point from that YouTube thing that I was watching. Right, this guy Andrew Pavella, I think his name is, does the show. And he's out hunting black bears. He's got the tag. He's out on the rivers. He's coming up on the rivers, and this black bear sat up on the beach eating mussels that I've just washed up, so fresh mussels. And all he does is sit and watch it. Like, he's there to kill it. He's got it all set up. He knew this is where the bear was going to be because of the mussels. He's seen the mussels earlier in the episode. So he set it all up. And he just sat and watched it through a scope for hours. And this is a guy that was meant to be there to kill the bear, and I just didn't feel it pulling the trigger. Like, sometimes you come up and it's good to go hunting and stuff, but at the same time, it's good to just sit in the nature and just watch them. So the fact that I got this tag, it doesn't mean I need to fill it. It means I can if I feel right. But at that moment in time, I just wanted to watch that bear. And see it. So not all hunters are like that. It's not just...
See, that would just be me every time. I'd go to see the bear and I'd be like, oh, it's so cool. And I'd watch it and I'd be like, that's actually sick. I'm not going to shoot you. Like, I can't shoot that.
And then that's where I'd step in. I'll do it.
It's like, get out the way, bitch.
I wouldn't do that for every bear, but, like, I think it would just be, without sounding weird, it would just be, like, quite a manly thing to do. It would just be, like, such an achievement because it is such a natural predator, a bear, and it is such a wise creature. And I know that's so little of me to even think like that, but, like, to have a predator sat hanging on the tree next to you as you're cooking it on the fire, it's just primal, and there's just something primal about it, which would be good for, I think, any man.
I don't think I see it that way. I don't know. I don't think my brain goes that way. I think if I think about like a bear, like especially when you're talking about with a gun, like it's not really that hard to see a bear. Like a bear's pretty fucking huge. It's not hard to physically shoot a bear once you see it. Do you know what I mean? So like primal, when you say primal to me, I think fucking like if I was to have taken a bear down with a spear, then different story. You know what I mean? Like if I'd managed to take this bear down with like a fucking like so a couple arrows and a spear and like thingy, then I would feel primal, being like like fucking. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't think
you're ever going to get now. That is the most primal you're ever going to get now. Going out and hunt.
I could take a holiday, walk into the savannah and try and fucking hand-to-hand fight a lion if I wanted to.
You're being ridiculous. You're being fucking stupid. You just died.
Okay.
So
But I could go there and do that and be primal. I could go there and like something that maybe was naturally something I would be a predator for. Then I could go and just actually try and fucking.
That'll even put you close to being primal. The fact that you have to kill the animal, butcher the animal, hang it up, deal with the meat, cook the meat there as it is. That is in that setting while you're out there doing it. That is the closest to primal you're going to feel. Yeah, in that sense.
Yeah, fair. But I wouldn't feel that way with it being a bear.
Fair.
Like if I was like say if I was out like say we were out and we went out like you know what I mean, like shooting and we'd shot like something like maybe a deer or like a pigeon or something like that, and then we'd ate it, that would be like, yeah, this feels like how things would have been. Not even necessarily achievement, because I've shot them before. So but yeah, I think it would feel, that would be. I think it's just a bear. There's something about a bear that you've touched to me that I just can't get on board.
I'm telling you, they've been humanised. They have. Bears got humanised back in like the 60s when that whole Paddington bear came out.
Everyone got teddy bears and everything like that.
Yeah, they have been humanised. And I think that's a big point about it. That people wouldn't like to hunt bears. And I can totally understand that. And even watching that guy on the video when he just sat and watched it, like you've put up this video, black bear hunting, in a 25-minute video, and you don't even kill the bear. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I didn't care. I love watching it. I love just seeing the bear in the nature with him as well.
Yeah, seeing the bear would be good enough to go for. Yeah, seeing the bear in nature would be awesome alone.
And you can choose. Your choice is there whether or not you need to do it or not. But you don't need to feel guilty about doing it because there's so many different things in the world that could have happened to the bear. You know what I mean? Like that's like with anything. You could say that with anything, but it's almost a natural cycle.
See, that's mental. Now you've got me proper questioning my own like fucking thought process behind this, because as you're saying it, I'm thinking like I would feel guilty killing a bear. Like if I was to kill a bear, I would feel bad about it. I'd feel like I'd done something wrong.
Time you would,
But if I was to kill a deer, rabbit, pigeon, I wouldn't feel like. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't just be able to mindlessly just shoot and go. Like you would shoot and you would be like,
damn.
You would take a second to be like, yep, I've killed something, fair play, and onwards. But like I'd feel consistent guilt if I killed a bear. But what have I killed a bear for? You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Whereas with other animals, it would be like killed it. Like, yep, I've killed it, and then it'd be like, oh well.
On to the next.
Yum. Yeah, like, oh, that tastes good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. To be fair, you're probably getting the least out of killing a bear. Probably, let me put it that way. Like, least enjoyment out of the food, probably. Like the meat you get off a deer is unbelievable.
But I get what you're saying. It's like a massive predatory animal. So like being able to kill it. Yeah, I get what you're saying there.
Not necessarily that I would like to. Like I've never went out hunting. You know what I mean? So like you don't need to get up and
maybe we should do it at some point. Actually, do you know? Because I feel like it's different. Like whenever you do actually shoot something, and it would be intriguing to see if you still felt the way if you went to hunt and like shot, say, a rabbit or a pigeon, to see if you still felt that way after it.
I would love to go turkey hunting. Have you seen wild turkeys?
Probably easier to shoot as well. It's bigger than a pigeon.
Find. Like big wild turkeys, like they're harder to find. Like not.
You just listen for them.
Yeah, first thing in the morning, but they don't move so much, and then it's like playing a game because if you get too close to them, I watched like loads of videos on it from this guy.
What about like pheasants? I know I'm not gonna say I was gonna say that's like a turkey. Obviously, it's not like a turkey, but you know what I mean. Like it's a bigger bird than a pigeon.
It's just something about the whole hunting scene that they do on that show. It makes it seem like a game.
And they do not just bears.
They do everything. But they go to like Alaska and do like elks and stuff and ducks.
Shoot an elk, like
they do ducks, they do geese and all these. They do everything. They're all different seasons all over America, so they just travel America. And you should watch the episodes where he took Joe Rogan and what's his mate's name? I'm so bad at this with names.
Which mate?
His comedian mate is always on his pod. They're all comedians. They're always on his pod. I know. The one that does the UFC with him sometimes. UFC watch-alongs. Short hair. Oh, mate.
I can't remember. Because Brendan Schaub sometimes there.
No, it's not him. It's the smaller one.
The one that does a pod with him, though. Yeah. Brendan... Is it Brendan?
Nah.
Fuck. Anyway.
I hear the intro in my head and I can't remember the guy's name, man. But you should watch the Joe Rogan episode where he goes on this hunting thing. I can't even remember the name of the TV, the YouTube channel.
It's fine. If we remember it, we can link it. I think.
Yeah, I'll put the thing in the description again. It's huge anyway. Like a lot of people have seen it, but you should go watch that on YouTube, and that'll get you into it. because they do a lot of stuff like they take a lot of famous people out.
Yeah.
I got more into like just watching his solo missions, and like it gets mad like philosophical when he's out there and stuff. It's quite good. It's a good watch.
Better.
But Cowie, mate, I think we'll wrap that up there. It's been a good pod. Thanks for chatting to me again. Thanks everyone for listening as always. I need to say this at the start. I always forget to say it at the start. But please remember to like and subscribe. Follow us on all the socials. Can we clip this up and put this at the start?
Okay. If I remember.
Don't do it. It's fine. But please remember to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube because that really helps. Get the numbers up on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
We really appreciate all the love that everyone gives us when they see us out and stuff as well. So we really appreciate guys for listening.
And the feedback. We actually do really like when like people, the people that come up and actually say like, oh, this and that, it's like it's helpful. So
yeah,
definitely.
As long as you're not a dickhead about it. But thanks for guys for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Peace.